How's it going on, everybody? Welcome on back to CIS Dota. No.
Welcome back, Bobby.
Southern Europe action right over here. I'm joined, of course, by Lacoste, Purge, and now we have syndereN joining us. Me and three incredibly smart analytical players here. So I'm here for the sellout and some witty jokes. If you guys laugh at my jokes, I'll take care of all these ads, such as me enjoying this delicious Monster Dakota blend.
What is that in your bag?
Wait, what is that in my bag?
Yeah.
That's pizza. I got pizza in a bag down here. If you want to see it, you got to go to bts.gg/pizza.
Tell me when he's making a joke, so I know when to laugh.
I'll catch you on it. I'll let you know.
That was it.
All right, so here we are. The real deal is that we're in CIS region. Let me get you caught up, sir, since you just jumped in. We actually already had 2 rounds of action. A lot of the China coverage had to bleed over into some CIS action. So we have 2 rounds of action already. We are about to watch Team Spirit versus FlyToMoon. This is actually a pretty hype matchup.
Yeah.
Team Spirit are currently 2-0. They got 2 wins. Who did they play against here? It looks like they played against
Spada and Gambit.
Oh, that's
Very
pretty
nice.
good.
Yeah, Spada.
Spirit's been kind of creeping into tournaments a little bit towards the end of the DPC season. And when I would show up to these tournaments, not watching the qualifiers, I just expected, CIS qualifier, maybe they're not going to play very well, maybe they'll get stomped. But they consistently won series. And this is like multiple tournaments in a row where they wouldn't be the bottom placer. They would knock teams out. They knocked out EG from a tournament. I think they knocked out they've the 2-0 series against Navi. Now maybe that doesn't mean that much today, but they're a pretty respectable team. Them being 2-0 so far.
Yeah, I mean most people would have thought that Navi was supposed to be like kind of that number 2 team, but Spirit showing that that's not the case at all. And what about FlyToMoon though? FlyToMoon was a team that people were super stoked for coming into this one. Had some tournament showing, but are they going to step up here, or are they now going to be a bit rusty if their last showing was Epicenter?
It was Epicenter, right? I think. I feel like we haven't seen them since Epicenter, and people were sad that they didn't get to play tournaments after that because they just built themselves up so high. They got 3rd. They knocked out VP. They lost 2-1 to Liquid in a series that I think they should have won 2-0 and gone to the finals, actually. So the thing is, when you play a big tournament like that and then you go back home and there's like nothing for a month or 2 for them, then is that how long ago it is? Maybe it's a month ago. I think something like that.
It's been a while.
A month in Dota 2 also feels like an eternity
long.
because there's like 3 patches that happen within that month now. So it's like it could feel like a long time.
Are they good at adjusting to the new patch? Was that just like the perfect patch for them? Was it a fluke? Like, you don't really know until you get into this. A lot of people probably thought they were one of the favorites, but we'll see. They lost their first game to, who was it? Double Dimension, right?
Yeah.
I think you said. So it's one game. There's obviously, it's best of ones. You can easily bounce back from that. But got to be careful not to lose 2 or 3 of the early ones. Then you're with your backs against the wall already.
Yep.
Yeah, I love the interview that we had with what's his name, the captain, Iceberg. He's
the captain?
Yeah, I think he is. He drafts for them, if I'm not mistaken.
I
Maybe they changed.
I thought that was No Fear.
Okay,
actually.
No Fear.
Oh.
But he formed this stack, bunch of people who can get along together in CIS, which is
rare,
kind of hard to find. And he plays all these flashy heroes. I guess that's one of the reasons. Maybe he's not the drafter, but I think he's the voice of the team because he's the loudest one and the biggest one. So you have to listen to him, otherwise you're gonna get spanked. And then he drafts all these heroes, but seems like this aggression that they're classic CIS team, so they can throw the game. They can throw any lead that they have. Doesn't matter. Suddenly they're at tier 4 towers, 15 minutes in. So you never know with these kind of a team. But it feels like they found their gameplay. And as you mentioned, we didn't see them in lately. But I think it's gonna be between Team Spirit and FlyToMoon. Also, well, there's a Team Empire as well. I forgot about Team Empire because I didn't see them in a tournament. For
I was trying to
quite
like
some
look through
time.
these teams, and it's like I know like at least a couple of names on every team. From like maybe the heydays of Power Rangers. Power Rangers versus Navi is like golden era, but now they've just been totally dissected and ripped apart, and it's crazy. So I know every team has like potential talent. I just have no idea which team is going to have that cohesion together suddenly. It felt like it even took Virtus Pro a long time before they were like, okay, tighten up the reins, guys. Don't go full divide. Don't dive into base. Pull back.
We might be sleeping on Team Empire. El Lesage from Team Kingwin, he said that Team Empire looks like the best CIS team. They played a lot of scrims against all the CIS teams, and they look the strongest. So
they like swept right through their open qualifier. Like, took their spot right away. So we'll see. We'll see if the fire's burning. We do have a draft, by the way, guys.
Empire's individual players, I think both FN and Naive are really, really strong when they get off to good starts in their games. They're a bit how to say, they're a bit snowbally by nature. I feel like FN is not one of the best comeback players, but he mechanically in lane he is actually one of the absolute strongest. I think he's one of the few players. I would guess he has been training a decent amount against no one. I think I heard that at least, that they were that he was practicing a lot, and that's one of the best practice partners you can get if you want to get better mid mechanics.
It's the best partner.
It's probably
you
the
can get.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that Chinese guy that who was it? The
CTY?
is it CTY or
6
one
Minute King.
or I'm not sure. The one guy that practiced
Yoffits.
against. No. Never mind. I'll ask Jack.
Maybe.
All
It's
right,
not
good,
me.
cool story, bro.
No, someone was practicing against that guy.
Yeah.
The guy who won the last 1v1 tournament.
okay.
I'll get the info.
Paparazzi?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Paparazzi won.
Paparazzi was he won, but he was
He was
practicing
training
against this
with
guy.
someone.
Oh.
Yes.
Could be
So
Yoffits.
there's some
It's
secret
not
guy.
Yoffits.
It's not Yoffits though.
No. I would remember Piss.
Probably Yajirobe from DC.
It's not that
Maybe he
cool of a
trained
story if I don't know his name, but we'll get back to it.
We
Dota
did
AI.
spend 4 minutes on that.
Yeah. So here we have, if you don't know, Team Spirit versus FlyToMoon. Hype matchup here. We'll see if Spirit can move forward for 3-0 or not. They open up with a Wind Ranger
Hero
and
seems
Beastmaster.
very popular in the region.
Very
Wind
popular
Ranger.
right now.
Yeah.
Every region too. I almost see Wind Ranger coming all over the place.
It's a great flex pick. I think that's part of the reason teams are prioritizing it so much. I feel like the hero can play every single role except one. I don't really like it in position 1 because the amount of farm and the way it translates into the game. Windrunner as a core is like a single target, kill one guy hero, and then you need to wait for the cooldown of your ult.
Yeah.
But it's great as an assassin type mid. Great as a support with Shackle Shot Windrun. So
Yeah, this is the hero that we talked about. Really good at the dual lanes. Who played it? Young Fools. What's the Chinese
It was
name?
Oh,
it was-
noobs or something like that.
Wasn't it CDEC that picked it too? There's multiple teams that picked, multiple Chinese teams that picked Dazzle, but I believe it was the CDEC game. Pretty sure.
I think this is the first CIS or EU game that I actually even see the hero in. So I have not seen this hero at all. But I like
What's
it
your
too.
opinion of Dazzle right now?
I like Dazzle. I think you need to... He's the type of hero that I feel like as a support is a bit more demanding with how you build the lineup. You compare it to, you pick Windrunner and you're like, you can pick Windrunner with anything. She can play teamfights, she can play laning power, she can play ganks. Dazzle plays lane and 5-man. That's what it does. The hero for me is Weave and Grave in the mid game. Weave is extremely powerful. So you want to build a lineup that wants to 5-man, you already have the Brewmaster. I think that's already checks that box. So I think it's a solid pick for this game.
How would you compare Dazzle to like Warlock?
I feel like he's in this patch is probably just a weaker Warlock in a way. Warlock has the stronger single target sustain in lane. Dazzle has more damage with very specific combos like Phantom Lancer in lane, for example, or Lycan if you can get the wolves in good position or whatnot. But Warlock has more damage and Dazzle has more sustain in the mid game with the armor. as well.
If you look at how this draft is going, FlyToMoon banned Axe. When I see DK Phobos, right now that's the first hero that comes to my mind. He's just playing Axe every single time if he's not banned. And then they go for a Dazzle, since Axe is out. And then this looks like kind of a steal pick, Phantom Lancer, because they have a Dazzle. The heal bomb with all the illusions just feels way too strong.
I feel like it's probably good against Wind Ranger too. Once you get enough illusions, it's harder for him to like know which guy to shackle, for example.
I think Focus Fire carries over. If
Yeah.
you find the right PL and you start Focus Fire, you will
Okay.
see which one it is after double game.
That makes
But
sense.
Or you can
need
just
to
tip
get it
him.
first. Oh, you can
Tip.
yeah, tip. Just tip him, yeah. Does that work anymore?
Nah, they fixed it.
Okay, good.
Oh, that's too bad.
That was a shame.
Yeah, but
That's how
the-
Envy was going to win TI.
This was probably a steal pick. Now that I see that they picked Phantom Lancer into Brewmaster against Brewmaster,
I
just
mean-
clears all the illusions.
Oh, yeah, because of the Dispel, right?
Yes.
And a Sven on top of that.
Ooh. Interesting.
That's some heavy cleave.
I mean, I don't necessarily think you need a Dazzle with PL. Like, it's kind of a cool combo in the mid game or whatever, but I don't think it's like so strong that you need to counterpick it. I feel like they just want a PL.
I
It's
don't know, there
also-
was one more pick and Brewmaster already. This doesn't feel like a good Phantom Lancer game at all.
10 seconds remaining.
I think PL is probably Illidan's
5
best hero.
seconds remaining.
So that's also should probably be taken into consideration as well. I'm not being stupid here. He is on Spirit, right? I can't see the names from here. He does
Illidan?
play
Yeah,
Spirit.
he is.
does
Yes.
play-
He
Okay,
is.
good. I was remembering that right.
It's basically VP from olden days plus Biber.
That's VP Polar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or
yeah.
the original VP. Like they were VP back
Yeah,
in like
K
TI4
old
or
school,
something,
yeah.
right?
Back when I was saying they were just full divide without the restraint.
Well, it's also without G, right? The original VP Polar had G, I think, on mid, or?
I didn't track
I
VP
don't know.
Polar
G
well.
was like on
Okay.
Vega also before that and everything.
Yeah, G was on every team.
He's on every team.
Pangolier.
Pangolia.
I think his ulti hits the Brewlings, except the Earth. They
I think,
should.
yeah, they just they patched it recently. It got buffed because it was inconsistent there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's in the game now.
The team fight of this FlyToMoon squad is really good. Something I like to see when you pick Naga is that you have 2 heroes that can use the song. They have Disruptor, who's nice with it. It would be cool if there's a second one that can. And Pangolier is like has a pseudo synergy with it. You can song and then set up the Rolling Thunder. Maybe I'm actually underrating it a little bit. Maybe it's a true synergy. It seems pretty strong when you think about it, actually. So kind of like this idea.
Yeah, me too. Just hit backline with Pango ulti and mess with the Dazzle and the Wind Ranger and then deal with the other guys.
And something I think we don't talk about enough with Pangolier is Heart Piercer. Setting the armor of a lineup that has Dazzle and Sven to 0 is really, really useful. It allows PL to actually kill Sven very quickly. So it's a chance-based skill. You can't really plan for it necessarily, but if it does happen and you get it called out in the fight, it can be really impactful.
True. Makes Riptide less useful though. Anti-synergy.
Oh no. Let's
So-
hope he goes Deso on Pang.
So there was a situation a couple of days ago. Pango and Slaughter on the same team. What happens if you use Corrosive Haze on a guy that has Heart Piercer?
It sets it to 0 no matter what. I'm pretty
0.
It sets to 0,
Yeah.
so you're
That's
basically
how it
buffing
works.
his armor with Corrosive Haze.
It just doesn't do anything until Heart Piercer goes away.
Yeah.
So at least I read Reddit comments that were similar to that, talking
I think
about
it
that
works
was
like that.
because I kind of felt like Heart Piercer I thought was also very stupid when it first came out because it is mechanically like a very weird that it's like 0. It's not like reduce armor by 20 or something. It's just 0. So I don't know. It's kind of bizarre. It's
The
kinda
thing
like
you
Elder
can
Ken, I
the thing
guess,
you
but-
can do if you're playing with Slaughter is you can just not use attacks. You just roll, you use your second spell, and then you just run away because you don't want to set their armor to 0 instead of
That's
minus
true.
10.
Wow.
It's true.
Yeah, just don't hit him.
Just don't.
Don't use your ultimate until the rolls. Or
Go on
until
the
Heart
other
Piercer
guys
goes
that
over.
aren't amplified.
Yeah. Sounds
Alright.
awful. I mean, you can ulti and then let him do his jumpy thingy. If there's no Heart
Jumpy
Piercer,
thingy.
Mid lane.
but
Lena
basically what it
coming out here for FlyToMoon. They got your heavy burst. It's definitely going to make Dazzle's life a bit harder with who to grave, who to set up.
It's a classic Iceberg hero. Strong, dominant mid hero that wants to snowball, so fits well. It's one of the go-to picks when you're blind picking, when you don't know the matchup in mid. This is one of the heroes that has very few bad matchups. The only one that comes to mind that Lena truly loses is TA. I can't see here if it's banned. I think it's not, so they might be considering that on Spirit's side. But maybe FlyToMoon were like, well, if they go TA, what playmaking do they have apart from Brew? Like, TA plus Sven seems really greedy as a farming style, and they will not go for it. Wait,
Mid
they
lane.
already have. Wait, what?
That's a mid-wind
Oh, so it's
ranger.
mid-wind runner. Yeah, okay. That's the benefit of picking that hero first, right? Down until the absolute last pick, you choose what it is. I already counted it as a support in my head, so they're gonna put it as a core and get Lion.
All
How
right.
is Lion very good this game?
A finger for your Laguna. But yeah, outside of that,
He can remove a couple of illusions.
I guess the way that I look at it is that the FlyToMoon draft is not very tanky, and disables against heroes that aren't tanky are usually useful because during the disable duration you can kill them.
Yep.
Is what I generally see. And disables against tanky heroes is usually not good. As
I think
good.
Spirit is also one of the few teams that actually just genuinely like Lion. I'm not seeing many teams picking this hero.
FNG
and
in
it's,
particular.
He's trying to level up his immortal. That's all.
Yeah.
He wants to unlock.
Does that work in
this.
custom
Probably
lobbies?
Not. No, definitely not. Just
Well,
like
he's going to be
Tipping.
disappointed after. It's like, we're 2-0 guys. We can tank a lot here. Just give me some finger kills.
Got to be above 400 health or whatever, 450.
All right, guys. Round 3 action here for CIS qualifiers. Spirit hoping to keep their unscratched record. Do you think they're going to be able to do it against FlyToMoon in their lineup here with
I like
PL and company?
I like Team Spirit's lineup more. I have to say they don't have any kind of response to
Is that
Sven.
intentional?
The only thing they have that
Look
goes
intentional.
through the BKB is Ensnare. Not sure that's gonna be enough. And there's a lot of chaos in the front line already by Panda, so their team fight control is gonna be way stronger, I think.
I think it's a game that comes down to how fast the Radiant can get BKBs. Because this Dire lineup is extremely good against like everything that's not magic immune. So you need to give Sven a good game. You need to make sure Windrunner doesn't get destroyed either. She should hold her own in lanes. I think that's okay. But in my opinion, I was about to call them Bitcoin just because of their logo.
Yeah,
FlyToMoon's lineup is better probably in the early stages of the game where Brewmaster needs to get the job done. And if they get through that and Sven gets to a solid mid game, they're going to win as well. So.
You know why they have a Bitcoin logo?
Because
No?
you have to go to the moon for Bitcoin to be relevant.
Now, one of the players bought a lot of Bitcoin, and then the price dropped by 50% or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why they have the logo? Oh,
That's
hilarious.
exactly what I think. I was
I-
like, somebody in that team is investing in Bitcoin, and
I feel like I always know Bitcoin's doing bad when no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
The Bitcoin people, when they're doing good, they love to talk about Bitcoin. That
Dude.
for sure. My whole Twitter feed is Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that. But then I'm like, hey, no one's talking about
It's
Bitcoin. It
kind of
must be pretty
silent
bad.
the past 2
Yeah,
months.
I haven't heard much about Bitcoin. It must be worth, well, nothing.
December 2017 was a rough time to not be investing in cryptocurrency.
Oh, look at this. 2 versus 3, manning up.
I like it.
Almost
man.
killing Phantom
Yeah,
Lancer.
they did. They got them real low.
That's how you play Dazzle. You fight people, and you
Yes.
get Shadow Wave.
And then you die.
Yes, and you get Orb of Venom. This is going to be
Oh, he
position
did it.
4 Dazzle.
I talked about this earlier.
Yes.
I was like, I think you should do this because
Orb
you're
of
feeling
Venom?
like Oracle.
Yes.
Yeah, just because like the hero Dazzle's not amazing at trading like a lot of other supports are, but he's like very good at being aggressive. So if you pair a Orb of Venom on top of that, I feel like you have good damage and you have good trading and you have good laning.
Yeah,
It's
I
my
like this.
viewpoint.
I think it's a good idea. They're also playing it as a position 4,
Yeah.
which
Yes.
is very special. So
I mean,
think-
otherwise, he's in poverty. He can't afford an orb.
yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's got to get the wards. FNG's there to step up and do that, though.
I've tried the other items too. I've been like, oh, I'll try Windlace earlier. I'll try like Blightstone. I feel like Orb of Venom is probably the way to go. Just need to be like good at trading. That way you can use your skills to abuse further further trading.
Yeah, this top lane is definitely way stronger than what the Dire has. Bottom lane, I'm not sure about the Pango. Pango's the heroes that I don't like in the dual lane. You need to give him some kind of advantage because he's not self-sustainable. But taking a lot of levels from Pango doesn't feel right. Oh, they're stacking stuns.
Did you just try to hit me? Yeah, they fire back right away with both stuns stacked on top of each other, but it doesn't matter. It's enough.
That's about establishing dominance right there.
Yeah.
We can kill you even if we fuck up. Let's go.
He did not get the
FNG.
Stout Shield proc.
Turnabout, stun.
Could you tell that from here, Purge?
I just thought he was gonna live one more hit.
Like you have like
The
some
hero-
sort of hog eyes, you know. You can see if the Stallet shield procs from 3 meters away. That's like 10 feet, I think.
The hero also has like 500 base health. It's like one of the shittiest. So it's a multi-pronged issue here.
All right, looks like they will get at least a little bit of revenge.
No Stout shield proc for Lion on that one.
Yeah.
I could see that from here.
Yep, me too.
I mean, it was kind of worth dying there since Lion had no HP region left. He had no mana.
Oh, so he should be thanking them for the express trip back to the fountain.
He got
Okay.
his boots too.
I'll remember that in my pub.
It's actually something we've seen across a couple of the qualifier games that people are dying on purpose to get a full refill. I wonder if, when you're at this stage of the game, in this laning stage, if it's still better to just go on suicide to the camp and be out for 20 seconds instead of the
I
5
think not.
to not
That's
give 200 gold away.
200 gold and
So-
a little bit of XP. That's
The
it.
early kills are so
So who do you
insignificant
feed? Do
XP-wise.
you prioritize the support in the lane to be like, no, you get my last hit, finish me off?
But if you're out of the lane for 20 seconds, that means your core that's supposed to be getting last hits is being denied anti-harass.
Yeah, that's
way more
that's the
important.
thing. It really depends on where. I think it depends on where the wave is. Really, if the wave is close to the enemy tower, I think you can go suicide because you can't really do much.
I do the same thing, I guess. It's mostly because I'm bad and I just die. But
But
it sometimes does work out really well. Just run at them endlessly, then they're confused why I'm doing stupid things, and then they just don't get as many last hits, and eventually I outplay them or something.
I think it's impressive if you can convince your teammates in pubs that dying is okay, because generally people, whatever makes them destroy their items is generally deaths leading up to that. So got to be careful, especially in NA, with this strategy Purge.
Well,
If you just die on purpose in lane, they're just going to report you and break their
Yeah,
items.
you could. Someone could be coming
Dazzle
from
Fed running down mid.
Yeah, if someone comes from like a 4-game loss streak and they're just on tilt land, you could definitely break him just with a couple of casual feeds in the laning phase going, guys, don't worry. This is for the better.
And you might
Mid
be
lane.
right, but are they buying that?
Yeah, I don't
oh,
know,
this
dude.
is a very deadly
Yes, it is.
Windrunner. Nice stuff. Trade-off.
Maybe we're not wrong. Is that a dead Lina? Probably not.
FNG, just turn around. You want to get back to base. Back to lane a little bit quicker.
What does that chat wheel mean, by the way?
It
I have
means
no
where's his team, where's his team, where's his team, where's his team.
Okay.
Humorously.
Yeah.
With the same delivery as that.
Where's his team? Where's his team?
Where's his
Like
team?
where's his teammates, basically?
Where's
Yeah.
his team?
Should it go like this? Wind Ranger is gonna hit level 5, while Lina almost half level. More, let me see the net worth.
What's your point?
Lina against Wind Ranger.
Are you
It
saying
was a classic 1 versus 1 until this point.
I think Lina just. I feel like this lane is pretty much just a draw. I don't see either of them really favored. Lina's going to use Dragon Slave. Windrunner's going to use Power Shot. None of them really wants to go on each other. You can trade too hard with Windrun or Lina with a stun if you go too aggressively. I think most of the time this will just be a farm lane where you trade blows a bit like this.
Got him. Still looking to push their way towards that level 6 at least. Supports are nearby fighting it out over some ward action here. It looks like FNG is going to grab some vision. As Naga was trying to plant nearby. Viver swinging things out. Early poison.
he's going to die now? Wait, that's his
Chasing
ally.
down. Always want to fly. But now Biver from behind needing a bit of trouble. He's got
somebody's
his own
gonna
crew.
die.
It's a full gang war breaking out north of the shrine. They tag it. They heal on up. They're going to get Biver. He gets the heal off, but still gets dropped. Now it's Phobos with no mana. Always want to fly. Oh, he doesn't have a glimpse yet, but doesn't seem to matter. Meanwhile, Silent gets a takedown on FNG.
They're way too greedy.
That was a crazy dive. You don't
Wow.
dive that far minute 5 into a shrine. That's
That's
not
CIS Dota. That's what I
Yeah,
like.
I feel like Team Spirit is generally one of those teams that's a bit more
Yes.
structured and a bit less overzealous. But that was not a play. Did they get the bounty runes at least for that? Because that is like somewhat of a trade-off.
No, FlyToMoon got what? 1. They got 3. FlyToMoon got 3.
That's a really
So
big win
that's
for them. So 3 kills
not-
and +1.
Not
rune.
a good trade.
That is awful.
1 rune for 3 heroes, huh?
Guys, that shrine's on cooldown though.
True
Gotta
that.
stay positive.
That is true.
If they have a fight there again,
Yeah.
oh man.
They prepared for the 9-minute play where they're going to go over there.
Well, that's when Bruce splits up, I'm sure. So
Wait, why does always want to fly on Disruptor have level 2 kinetic field?
I don't know. I was noticing that, but I mean, he does have glimpse now.
That is a very good
Could
question.
be
Probably
misclick.
misclick. Yes, makes no sense.
That is very unusual.
How does the ability scale?
I was just gonna look
Not
at
as good as
Point
Glimpse.
6 seconds per level. Incredible.
the 3-second cooldown reduction. So
There's a team fight coming up in a moment where that 16-second cooldown instead of 19 will let him make 2 fields. Just wait and
Ooh.
see. That's gonna
by the shrine that
Yeah, by
is
the
now
shrine,
on
yeah.
cooldown.
So if he uses kinetic field and Bruce splits, when Bruce splits about to end, his kinetic field will be off cooldown. But if he only had 1 skill point, it
wouldn't
might not be in time.
Yeah.
you'll realize that these guys are playing Dota in the year 3018, and you're just 2018 thinking.
And that fountain dive, or that throne, I can't even say it.
Throne
What's
dive?
What's it called? Shrine?
Shrine.
I think it's called. The shrine dive was definitely something out of the future.
Shrine dive. Oh, here he
Oh.
comes. Bowling right on forward, looking to go for FNG right under the tower. The dives continue, but this one certainly an easy, quick kill. Lion gets blown up.
You generally see Pangolier is a weak laner, and the fact that Pangolier is level 6 when Brew is level 4, I think he's still level 4, maybe he just got level 5. No, he's still level 4. This is a very big win. In terms of just
Yeah.
raw playmaking potential, Pangolier being this far ahead is going to give them another Rolling Thunder before the Primal Split comes up. That means the next team fight is also very,
Yup.
very favored for Team Bitcoin.
Like in a lot of ways, you can look at Pango ulti like a much better version of Brewmaster ulti. It's like a I'm safe and diving you and
Yeah.
dealing a bunch of damage. And it's a 70-second cooldown in comparison. So if Pango just gets a fast level 6 and goes around ganking, his impact is so high.
Yeah. I would also say generally Pangolier as a hero scales better. Brewmaster is
Absolutely.
exceptional on level 25, but in this
Yeah,
span
late
from
game.
15 to 24, it's like you maybe have a Radiance, maybe you have some auras, which is good, but Pangolier can actually just win a team fight by himself almost. And Brew needs the other heroes to deal the damage. Pango can kill heroes himself.
FNG looks like he'll tank the gank on this one.
He used the Shrine too. Oh dear.
Spots out the smoke. Help's coming back. Sven's there. Not in time, though, to be able to go for the save. Pango gets that finish. Meanwhile, top laner jumping to Biver. Oh, he makes it out. Looks like at the last second. Nope.
He's level 3. This laning stage for Spirit is not good.
I feel like Dazzle versus PL is just not going to be a thing in lane because PL's got super high armor. So all the physical damage you're dealing is just not going to be very high. And then you can also doppelgang to get rid of poison attack or poison touch.
Yeah.
Just feels like that's a matchup where you don't want to play Dazzle Feels like a little bit too self-survivable or something.
I agree.
Where's Zorba Venom? You must have sold it for boots or something?
Yes.
He regrets his decision.
I think the point at which the item was useful is already over. So
Yes, but it feels bad.
it still feels bad.
I
I'm hearing a
hear-
God Strength.
Yeah, I think it's just for farming though.
Farming a stack here.
Yeah.
I think this is the one hero that can salvage the game. I know I'm saying this really early. We're not very far into the game, but this laning stage did not go well whatsoever. They have good solutions as well for the Sven until he gets BKB. Even after that. Oh, Lena's very hasted.
There she is, but they
Nice
still
power
got her.
shot.
Nice shot down there from G. Swanfly is not going to be able to fend them off.
I think the Radiant needs to stack a lot for Sven. He has to play ahead of the curve here. Sven versus PL is traditionally a Sven favorite matchup, but there's actually times of the game where PL is, I would almost say, favored against Sven. Sven needs some specific items to not get kited and just killed off by the illusions over time. And even if PL doesn't kill him, if Sven is just diffuseled and can't run, it's just stuck in place, you waste your God Strength away. Are you even a hero after that? You really need the BKB, and even when he has that, there's Ensnare, so that's tricky. I'm really favoring the Dire in this game after their early laning stage. They're looking like this will be a solid game for them. They just need to not get cleaved to death at one point.
Team Spirit lost the laning stage, but there's Warcry and there's Dazzle ulti against Phantom Lancer, which is kind of
Nice shackle.
Good
same
catch
thing as
there.
Crimson.
Disruptor's still not 6, so does not have a static field to kind of drop in the middle of this, but looks like they're not going to actually pursue any catch right there.
Did they give the tome to Naga, or did they just not buy it yet? I feel like one of these supports should be... I guess they gave it to Naga.
Naga, yeah, she's 6.5.
Yep.
I mean, that was a cool shackle shot, but there's no way they get that kill. They don't have any damage follow-up other than the power shot, and had to cleave through a bunch of creeps. So.
Yep.
It was sick, though.
It looked good.
I mean,
Style points.
I would have
Yep.
gone in on that, and then everyone died. Then afterwards, been like, we had no damage. That was stupid. But at least they recognized that before they hard committed.
Or you would have been like, it was a good death, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm coming back from Fountain.
Yes, that's true. At least I didn't die to neutrals like an idiot.
Got him with the net, but
Yeah.
they want to put their focus elsewhere. It looks like an opportunity to make a juicier jump onto Illidan here, but
It's fine. Kill the next guy.
I'll get you, buddy. Oh my God, Always One Fly almost runs through too much trouble, and Sven's going to be fine. They're going to be forced to pop out the song. The rest of the Radiant are rotating over. Team Spirit, the backup is here. Get out.
They can't kill Sven with those heroes if they don't have Rolling Thunder and he gets ulti off.
Oh, a
This-
shackle.
Style points.
Does connect somehow, but still a little too far.
Interesting. All players decided to stop moving at the same time.
I love what Naga
And
did
the
before
creeps.
she TP'd. She places a ward, TP's from the fog on the bottom lane, and just places the ward. This is a good ward that gives them a lot of vision where they're farming, especially Sven. Sven has Mask of Madness. They need Blink Dagger on a Brewmaster. That's their tool to initiate the fight with. They can't really rely on a Shackle.
Guess they'll just Cyclone Naga and take the rest of the fight. Something like that.
Yeah.
Value Light Strike Array for that one CS.
True. He's got a clarity
he's in
potion, though.
Just
trouble here.
taking the fiery soul to the lane, man.
FNG with a backstab.
Get him.
He got the soul.
so sick.
Stones traded, shackle. Yeah. Alright, nice little snipe onto the Lina.
Oh.
Naga was rolling through, but obviously can't pull out anything to save her. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's happening here? My camera's freaking out. Moving in, try to get the jump onto Pango. He jumps to the low ground here. Obviously, he would love to make a move on for these Ancients, but
Okay. Oh, that was the most underwhelming Pango ulti I've seen in my entire life.
He
Lasted
just-
1 second and did nothing.
What about that?
What about the
split?
Brewmaster?
I mean, what's happening over here? There's like a fight while there's an Ancient farm happening here. Well,
I think the Bruce
commit
Split is
in.
good, though. The Pango wanted to Rolling Thunder and go on the Brewmaster. He protects himself and covers the stack this way. Even if he ends up dying here, you got to spend a full triple stack.
Oh!
Oh, there you go.
Give him a charge for that.
Nice. Stun. The Sven Rev runs in. Sven chops him down. The Power Strike goes for the finish. He'd finished up his plate on the Ancients, and now is looking to go for some dessert. Gets the one.
Did
Gets the
not
two.
work at all for Dire. PL dying is a very big deal as well. He's the highest net worth hero in the game. Joined the fight. Didn't get anything out of it. And sure, you use Brewmaster Split for that, but at the same time, is there going to be a better opportunity to use it in the next 2 minutes? Like Sven, protecting Sven's stacks is one of the absolute best things you can do.
Well,
So-
can't underestimate the power of 3-2-2. That's the same as Tres Dos Dos from South Americans.
Yeah. Or TI8 from Denmark. You hear that a lot, surely. We have a lot of Danish teams in Dota.
That's true.
Yeah.
Awkward silence.
Yep.
There is an abundance of
Lacoste.
There's
That was
definitely
meant
an
for
abundance
everybody.
of Danish players though. There's so many.
What's 322 called in Croatian?
3-2-2.
Oh, I
It's
thought.
same as Russian.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good old-fashioned 3-2-2, as we call America here in the mid lane. Oh! Zap on down. And there's going to be the takedown of pesky little Dazzle. Song out, but no one else is going to get caught.
Just got to grow up a little farther, get stronger lungs. The range isn't long enough.
Or a different song. Maybe that was K-pop.
Oh, okay.
No one listens to it, so
outside of Korea
everyone
and
just
fanboys.
runs away.
Okay.
Do you think more people listen to K-pop or country music?
I don't know, Bobby.
K-pop.
That's probably.
Uh-oh.
Yo! Always
Well.
want to fly, the bad end of that gank. Can Illidan suffer the same consequences? It looks like. Jump in. Pango's going to help this one, and then Iceberg with the KS there.
Man,
Worth.
Sven looks so good this game, literally just because Team Bitcoin doesn't have stuns. That's it. Like, he just gets to auto attack. He's
I
like,
love that we're calling them Team Bitcoin now.
he's like, I couldn't remember what their name was. It's like, it's a disruptor. He just doesn't care.
FlyToMoon, guys!
He's just gonna hit him.
FlyToMoon!
He's just gonna hit him.
With all the talks, with all the times we're saying Bitcoin here, I think the value of it is like, it's already 10% up.
Yeah.
After we
There's
should
been
talk to Bitcoin.
more talking about Bitcoin today than the last 2 months.
Zyori salivating at the mouth somewhere.
Yeah. And OD Pixel still regretting investing into skin coin or whatever.
Skin coin. That sounds gross.
Yeah. You would think so, wouldn't you?
FG runs
Easy
back
pick.
and away. Good turnaround grab. They found the PL. He's able to doppelganger up though and make it out. Good crush right there on the Lina. They think
See
about
if it
turning
works.
back. Right on the G. They blast him down. Looks like Dyer's fight.
Oh,
Here's
Illidan.
Illidan though. He's not able to find the target.
Oh, Illidan. He didn't pop ulti before Mask of Madness. It was on cooldown for 1 or 2 seconds, and he still decided to pop Mask of Madness.
Pops it
first.
now though.
Oh, this is
But
bad. This is
he
real
can't
bad.
move. Locked down with the ensnare and the LSA.
Ooh.
Laguna,
It was
he's
worth it.
done. Almost got the PL. Doppelganger. He's trying to do the mind game run.
Oh, they need Lancer.
This is such a safe statement in fights like this. Just say this is real bad.
Get outta
You
here.
have no idea who's going to win. It's
Hey,
like,
wait a
this is
minute.
real bad. Up.
Hey.
That was apparently real
Wow.
bad for the Dyer.
That was really bad. I mean, it
I
looked.
kind of had no idea what was happening in that fight. But.
He bought time. That's what he did. He ultied when he was full HP. He took. Look how many spells they used on him.
All right, thoughts on Echo Saber?
So he has Mom Echo, right?
Yeah, this feels like way too greedy.
It's pretty greedy.
I like BKB this game. Mask of Madness
me too.
BKB into either Shadow Blade or a Blink Dagger.
I think I disagree.
Especially later on, you're going to have a problem when you're ensnared in BKB. But this early on, they don't have the physical damage to kill him even if they net him. So the earlier that BKB hits, the better. Later on, maybe you pop BKB, Naga songs, and Lina and PL together can maybe kill you in the net. But for now, I would like the BKB.
I feel like if he doesn't have BKB and Blink, then the BKB is kind of irrelevant. Because like just getting into position to use the BKB before you
Yeah.
get netted is hard.
It's
So
difficult.
if
They have
he-
a couple of set of stuns, though.
But if he just gets
yeah.
Echo and he engages any early fight against PL, PL is screwed. Because like any chance that he gets a hit, the illusions go from like 100% to like 40 with a quick 2-hit. I feel like
Yeah.
that's just so much more beneficial.
Pango's in.
Oh, yes, he is. Who are they going to focus on here? Is it the jump for Illidan? Pops the ulti, but
Oh,
immediate move in.
God.
Static Storm setup.
Wish you have a BKB
Laguna?
now, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Dazzle
Great
gets
song.
him with the grave, but yeah, the song is going to keep
That's
him
a
in
rap
that
song
spot.
right there.
Yeah, it is. Because this fight's a rap. I like that joke.
I don't think that was the
Zhao-
point.
Oh, well.
Was
I took
it?
that joke and made it.
Now,
Was it Lacoste?
No.
That would have been really smart, but that's not like you. So.
oh.
Hey.
We still have to cast together later on.
Yeah,
syndereN.
I know. I'm making sure to burn bridges as fast as possible.
Ooh, that's
great
that's
glimpse.
buyback from Sven.
That almost feels like a dieback. You buy back TPN and get glimpsed back to Fountain. It's like, it feels like respawning again, honestly.
Yeah.
That's so.
Okay, some surviving here for the
He's
Brew.
back. A
He's
third
good.
time.
They have so much armor. It's really the saving grace in these fights. I feel like they could be losing them a lot harder, but Warcry and Weave are definitely saving them for now.
That looked like it was catastrophic there
Yeah.
for Spirit, but it actually turned out just slightly bad.
Somewhat
Moderately bad.
okay. The Pangolier ulti is really what is deciding the fights for now. Like these early roll-ins, he got 2 heroes quickly, he hit them twice, it's set up for a Static Storm kinetic field. There's some nice synergy in that. I think he's going for the perfect build here.
Yes.
Dagger into Yules, I think is exactly what he needs in this game. Maybe could have thrown in a value Javelin, I'm not sure. Not really an expert on the hero, but the thing I like about this is obviously the ability to make sure he hits targets, and of course the way you can utilize Yules to get double hit on Sven will be really, really nice. It's a bit of a weird mechanic when you think about it, but it makes sense at the same time.
What are you referring to? The
Yule Scepter
The
ulti.
Yules on Pango. So obviously the way the ulti works is that you stun someone and they can't get stunned again until the stun is over. So if you stun them and then you Yules when you're right on top of them, the stun runs out and then they get stunned again while you're flying because you're on top of them.
Because you're still providing an
And then you
AoE.
go
And then
down
you
and
land,
stun
and then you
again.
blink again on top of them a 3rd time.
Okay.
So you can actually,
Interesting.
he can chain stun Sven for like 4 seconds on his own.
I think that's way more important for him impacting things, because if you have to rely, I just played him I think today, and I'm real bad at the hero. I kept trying to rely on like my jump to my stabby thing to do damage, and it felt weird. I really just needed to like ulti and rely on the boulder. The boulder is the best thing about the hero by far, especially in the early game. Like forcing yourself to buy javelins and like land the perfect jumps is just, it's not worth it. When he could just hit the back line, disrupt things for so long that it lets your team set up for the good stuff. And that's why Sven was easy that fight.
That does make it sound like he's like a poor man's brew, but better brew essentially up until 25 and later.
Yeah, it's really good.
Vlad's picked up by Brewmaster. That's gonna be ton of armor. I really don't see them dealing physical damage
I don't think that was the right choice though. I think he should have gone Radiance this game.
against BL Illusions.
Yeah, I think they want a Radiance here. They have so much armor, it starts... Oh no. That's the PL versus Sven right. Like if you get isolated anywhere and he just burns all your mana, he can't actually kill the illusions. It's just, that was not really a fair fight either, let's be honest. He was caught by Pangoliers.
That was a bit stunned, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was
But,
against a wall. It was like the worst.
But it was a good example of how quickly PL can actually kill Sven.
True. Yeah,
So
Sven's armor is bad.
I think the reason I don't like the Vlads that much is they already have so much armor. I think they should be focusing more on how do we control heroes and how do we deal damage. And in a way, the Radiance would be more damage mitigation than the armor, just against the PL. Making PL miss would already be pretty valuable. So going on Lina here. Looks like this should be a kill. Yeah.
Power shift from the downtown. They even had to use the split.
That's a really good kill though. I think they're happy with that.
Oh, I don't like this build on Lina. Again. What is that? Bloodstone.
Bloodstone? Not
Yes.
a fan either. No, I don't like this.
5,000 gold. It's actually 4,900 Purge. The cost. Yeah.
You were definitely me. My bad.
They get the tower down. Look at this lady trying to swim on into some action here. Runs back the other way. Ilden wants to chase. They're
Gonna
going to be
have
forced
the
to
song here.
glimpse him back. There's the song. But
There's
during
Mango
the
ulti.
roll, they got to bail.
They gotta
They're
get
going to bail out.
That's a good song, even though the Rolling Thunder is running. They're not going to win that
Yeah.
fight. No Lina, 4 and 5. They're already starting to be out of position. Just get out of there. They already forced the rotation, which is nice when you've lost one of your strongest cores. Being able to force the enemy team around still. It's one of the really big benefits of Naga.
In reference to the brew build, I guess I would argue that if you have a Sven and a Windrange, I don't think you need to worry too much, arguably, about carry potential. It would be good against the semi-low HP heroes on the enemy team.
Yeah, but if it
I don't
goes
think
to
needs
super
to.
late game, Sven falls off, and
true.
Brewmaster with that kind of a build
But
is not going to be a factor.
who's the late game on team?
FlyToMoon.
There we go. I was trying real hard not to say it.
Well, you have Lina
Team
and
butt
Phantom
coin.
Lancer.
Lina sucks ultra late game.
Yeah,
honestly.
with this build, yes.
With this build, I agree. It's not a good late game.
Come on, she always has like low armor. She's like burstable with disable. Like she's never going to be super strong.
Yeah,
she's
but
great to sit back and cast
Because
spells.
he doesn't build the right items.
Yeah, I think Lina is a strong late gamer if you itemize for that. Like right now, Iceberg is building for a mid-game peak, but a late game Lina build is, I think you get the Yules, then you go Shadowblade and into BKB plus damage items like Daedalus.
MKB this game against
Okay.
Windranger.
If
And
you
you
do
take
a hard
advantage
damage,
of your range. Yeah, I think that's what you should. I mean, it's hard, right? Because you're playing against all this armor, so maybe that feels bad to do. But at the same time, that's the way you make sure your Lina gets relevant later on into the game.
But
This full-on caster build falls off really hard.
it's just not as useful because you're still relying on like Yule setups, and once people get BKBs, it doesn't work. So you have to then become the hero that follows up on other heroes, or you have to stun from invis, which is
Buy
fine
Hex.
sometimes. But it's just
expensive.
Eggs isn't even good on Windrange or on Lina anymore, in my opinion. It's like
Hex.
oh Hex. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
thought you said X.
Yeah, Axe I don't like so much either.
And again, Hex is good, but it's not personal survivable. If she gets disabled ever on the initiation, she's dead.
Yeah.
Like she just has a lot of pitfalls. I feel like she's definitely had her heyday multiple times, but right now I feel like Lina is a regrettable late game mid compared to other heroes. I think Wind Ranger is certainly better because with a Shackle and a Focus Fire, you kill pretty much anybody that doesn't have an Aeondis.
Yeah, but if you build something like a Pike, you have like 2-3 survivability items, plus once you hit 25, the attack range, you're pretty much a sniper.
Yes, but it still doesn't defend you being stunned first. Still have crappy armor, still have relatively crappy HP. Like, and Hurricane Pike is like, correct me if I'm wrong, almost 5,000 gold.
Uh-oh. They have been popped. They know FNG's hiding within those trees, and he'll take that gank. Oh, but they're going to song. They want more. There's the
I don't
buyback
know
from
about that
FNG.
TP, though.
Sven has a blink.
Oh, he comes right in. They're going to just glimpse FNG right into a stack storm. It's only going to be him, but the Bruise split does come off. They've spot out the PL. He's able to doppelgang. They run down and are able to get the finish onto Always Wanna Fly. And now they're looking back, looking to get a hold of Biver. Dazzle, so he can't get any sort of saves off. And Sven also goes down. This one looks to be all FlyToMoon.
That was such a sexy glimpse. I loved that play. Lion respawns, TP's on the tower, and they glimpse him back to his previous death location, which was in the static storm. That was super nice.
Oh, that's fun. I was very confused.
That was quite the play. I don't even know if that was the point or if he just wanted to send him to Fountain, but regardless,
Probably
really nice play.
Yeah, they're just like, whoever's
really
TPing in has
nice.
got to go.
I think Sven is solo-handedly losing this game with the bad item choice. The Echo Saber, you spend 2k plus gold
Then you
on
went
pretty
blink.
much nothing, but you always need... You can go for that build if you're really far ahead, if your team is doing well. If not, you're just gonna... You need a better item. You
I
need a
agree.
different item, BKB. So now he decides to go for a blink instead of a BKB in this kind of a situation, which he goes in and he does 0 hits. He's just perma-stunned.
He got chain uled that fight. They uled him with Lina and Pangolier while his ulti was running. He actually did nothing.
I couldn't tell. I guess if you would have gone Blink over Echo, I would have liked that, I guess.
Or just
could've
straight
gone for that,
BKB after Mask of Madness. You
Yeah.
can't go that greedy.
Yeah, he's definitely having some
So
issues there.
what I think is nice on Sven is you buy the Mask of Madness, and then you buy the Ogre Axe, and then
And
you
see
see
what
what kind of game
happens.
it is.
Yes.
Then you can decide, should I go
like
the
that.
Saber route or should I go the BKB route within the next 2 minutes? And maybe that's what he did, and he just felt like it was a Saber game. I just disagree. I don't
A
think
Saber
that was
game
it.
would mean what? Like you're up and ahead and you think you have time to farm?
Yeah, it's either it's a slower game, you can be greedier, or you have the enemy team can't really punish you or play too aggressive. But I feel like that's just a wrong read. Like this dire lineup wants to fight you.
We're talking so much smart stuff, Dakota. Where are your witty jokes?
I can't even hang right now. I can't even hang. Knock, knock.
No,
Bitcoin.
works for me.
That's how good I am right now.
Wow. Wow.
8K advantage right now for FlyToMoon. Looking to end the early hot streak here of Team Spirit, who have already opened up this qualifier 2-0 in the first 2 rounds.
Hey Dakota,
Yes, sir.
knock knock.
Who's there?
Illidan.
Illidan who?
Exactly.
That's pretty good. The other thing the Wind Ranger did in that team fight was kill
Lacoste with the awkward sounds again. He's just looking at me like, I don't even know if he got the joke or if he just
I told
hates
him
me.
to not laugh at anyone's joke but mine.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Got it.
That's part of the,
That's a secret contract.
that's one of the
we
other
have.
duo
Thanks,
rules.
Lacoste. Thank you.
We only cast together, and you're never allowed to laugh at anyone else's joke, so that it's clear that we're the best duo.
Son of a bitch.
But in that last fight, Wind Ranger killed Disruptor, I think, with her Focus Fire. That's like definitely the biggest issue with Wind Ranger. If you do not kill an important hero with your Focus Fire, then you stand around the rest of the fight kind of being like, man, my hero's really useless.
When's
It's-
my shackle back up?
And it's going to be the same against PL, actually, because he's going to create so many illusions that, like, with just a phase and a Maelstrom, like, there's not enough AoE damage coming out. It's like they're reliant on Sven to
This
clear
is actually
PL.
the one problem I have with Windrunner's position too, is that I feel like you almost have to buy Aghanims. The long cooldown on Ultimate, I think, is 45 seconds without the Ags.
That's 70.
70.
It's 70
nerfed
on
it.
all levels?
Yes,
Okay, because I
I
remember
believe
it being
so.
45 at one point. It's
Yeah,
like, if you don't have the Ags,
2007
you're going on one target, and look at how many build-up items he needs right
You
now.
just pop BKB accidentally.
Yeah.
Someone did, yeah.
that's-
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Flex them.
Uh-oh.
He
Yo,
doesn't
flex
want
that
them to know,
9-second
but
BKB
they're
on
going
him.
to see it, surely.
All right, Siege is on.
Aggressive weave, so they won't have that for their defensive play. They got, who did they get in it? Lina and Pio, that's pretty decent. And you gotta make a move now. You can't take this fight, it's just not possible, I think. Meteor Hammer.
Lift it, hurry.
Oh, he cancels his Meteor Hammer with Riptide. Nice. can't believe what we're seeing.
Perfect chat wheel for.
All right, that's one lane. Spirit,
Here we go.
gotta go. Yep, there we go.
Here we go. Make the most of
That's
that greedy
ages
build.
BL.
Yeah, they can't even get the first life down. They'll
This is
even
just
send them back to the
desperation.
BM.
That was Sven popping his ult as well. So
I mean,
you can
PL's
actually just
so
keep-
ahead. Look at that. Look at the net worth difference. He's got like
It jumped up like
6K difference.
The team net worth jumped up 6K within the past minute. It was just 8K. All right, here we go.
Good jump.
Jump in.
All right, if they were even on farm, that's a dead Lina, and then I would be like, Lina sucks late. But they're so far behind. That didn't work out.
Stuns for everyone here. Iceberg able to get the Laguna Blast, finishing off Phobos.
Oh, he didn't
taking
get
his 4
split
times
off.
kill streak. Yeah, and he's out for 40 seconds. No buyback.
Nice
No
damage,
Crimson.
Sven, into that Crimson.
Oh,
With
no.
no ulti.
This may be
There's
it.
no ulti.
Sven's down, out for the count. Oh, that grave though. Certainly will
got a
hold things
wand.
out.
Oh!
Deny?
Ah, he's down.
Denied.
Buyback.
Well, Lina denied herself.
She knew
Oh,
what was
I
coming.
thought you meant the Sven.
Sven.
Just deny the Sven, man. He's low. Come on.
Oh, he's back.
He bought back.
When did he?
Get that creep.
When did he get there?
He got. Wait, what?
They
Yeah.
glimpse him back.
Did they found
Wait, what do we?
No, wait,
no way,
what?
right?
What just happened?
I can rewind.
Yeah, dude, I think he got glimpse back.
How?
You're ruining everything.
He bought
This
back.
looks crazy.
He bought back. He goes to the same place.
Wait,
he
where's
was.
the-
He did.
He got glimpsed all the way out to the front
Disruptor
from the
glimpsed
dead.
him from. Okay,
All right, we're live again.
we just lost 20 seconds of gameplay.
That's fine. Only
We got
Dazzle
1,000
died. He bought
particles,
back.
though.
This is the important moment, though.
Gurus Gemus.
And it looks like Dire are going to still keep the upper hand here, even committing on in. And FNG will make the call 30 minutes and 30 seconds into this one. It's going to be FlyToMoon, aka Team Bitcoin, who get the win. Spirit will now be 2-1, and I believe this means FlyToMoon are now 2-0.
1-1.
1-1?
They lost to Double Dimension, I think.
Ah.
I believe they're tied. And in this round robin best of 1 format, every game matters a lot. Like you can maybe let's say there's 3 favorite teams and they're gonna drop games a bit against each other. Whoever gets first is the one who did not drop the ball against a weaker team. And
Yep.
if we consider Double Dimension a weaker team, FlyToMoon are already behind, so they need to catch up. So this win against Spirit very important.
Yep. Again, this is all for just 1 slot. This isn't like some 3-slot deal. So even just taking the first seed going into the playoffs, I'm sure is just a really heavy-handed advantage.
Useful.
So what do we think about that game overall? I couldn't help that one common theme that you guys kept talking about for both teams is their itemizations is a bit suspect.
Yeah, you can lose the game with the one bad item choice if you just don't build it correctly, considering that the situation you're in. You can just lose the game. The
Well-
same thing happened for Sven right now.
A lot of that comes down to like little things like did a fight go well or did the fight go poorly? And Sven had like bad fight into bad fight, and then all of a sudden he was top lane. He got killed by Pango and who was the other hero?
PL.
The PL.
Yeah.
That death was like really bad as well. That one was super bad, I would argue, dying there. So sometimes like yes, we can say that in that example. I think the item choice is definitely bad. But maybe if the fight goes slightly better, maybe if he gets 1 more kill, all of a sudden it slams him into a BKB faster, and
Yeah.
then maybe that fight goes okay. But it just they just kept losing fights, and then all of a sudden they were just way too behind.
But there's also like, just assessing the game as it goes along. So if you're moving and you're losing fights, I imagine there's points where you're like, okay, well we got to make a split here on what item we're going to be choosing from this point moving forward.
I guess the other thing I'd point out is that the dual offlane went way too poorly for Spirit. The Dazzle didn't really do that much. Dazzle looked really underwhelming there. And if you don't like win the laning stage with Dazzle, feels like a kind of shitty hero in my opinion. And Brugge had way less levels than Pango. Pango like owned that game big time.
Yep.
It wasn't quite the same. Eventually Phobos did that as a Brew, but it took a while. Took a little bit longer. Stuff like that.
I think an issue the Radiant lineup had was finding a way of initiating the fight on their terms. Because what is their catch? They have
Sven.
a Lion support who's a 5. He's not getting a dagger. They have a Sven who goes Mom into Echo Saber, so he doesn't have a dagger. They have a Windrunner. Shackle Shot is extremely unreliable, and you can't really count on that as your catch. And then you have a Brewmaster who has a really bad laning stage, so he gets a late blink. Like, how do you actually even start a fight that's going to work? And that, to me, was kind of the story of the game, was that there was no Radiant fight that... There was maybe 1 fight that they won, which felt more like it was handed to them by FlyToMoon rather than that they took a good initiation themselves.
Yep.
And if you're... I feel like in Dota right now, you need to take initiative and you need to be able to make moves. So if you draft in a lineup that needs one specific thing to make moves, you have to make sure that that thing gets going. And to me in that game, that was probably the Brewmaster, and he had the worst game out of all of them. So the tempo of the game just fell off from that point.
we talk about the items, the good items on the FlyToMoon side. We have Pangolier with the early blink dagger pickup. He didn't go for that javelin for the extra damage. He just wanted to be the initiator because they lack that. So he fills the role. He doesn't go greedy, then goes for Yule Scepter so he can control that. Who was it? Sven and Dazzle as well. Just keep the grave targets in the air, or just because he's in the back lines, use the Yule Scepter on Dazzle so he can't even use it. So pretty good items on Grada.
I think the Pangolier pick was in many ways the best pick of the draft because, first of all, there's no natural counter to him. They have no stun that pierces his Rolling Thunder, so once it's going, they can't prevent him from going in. And in addition to that, Pangolier's biggest weakness is that he has a really bad laning stage. But what's he playing against? A Sven Lion lane. It's like, is that a good lane? I don't think it's a good lane. So they put, what was it? They play the Naga with him bottom, I think. Or
But I don't
was
think
Naga...
they should lose that lane that hard with Lion and Sven.
Oh, I don't think they lost. Pango just got levels.
Mm-hmm.
Sven was farming pretty well. Like he got
Maybe what
he
was
wanted.
cool about it was that they had their supports very separated from the cores. Like if everybody's in the same lane and fighting, then whenever there is an opportunity, they're going to chain stun perfectly well getting max attacks. But if you spread them out and like the Naga fights the Lion over in the side jungle, if Lion wants to throw a stun to defend, Sven would have to walk over as well. So as long as they're separated, I feel like the Naga could deal with the Lion very well with high armor, maybe a stout shield, who knows.
Oh, she wins that super easily.
And
Lion can't do
then
anything to
Sven
her.
is basically like trying to contest last hits, but he can't even harass Pango because he's just a Sven unless he wants to throw a stun.
And Lion needs to not be below half health because at any point Pango can just connect. That's one of the strengths of the hero in lane. It's just the swashbuckle range. You ensnare Lion. I think we saw that in the lane. It's like Naga comes out of the tree line, has ensnare, and they just kill him from 2/3 HP right there.
I think FNG's positioning was not that great this game, especially in the laning stage. He's usually one guy who's extremely well at positioning in the team fights, especially when he plays Shadow Demon. His Shadow Demon is just insane.
Maybe he just needed to pick a different hero. I don't know. Like
Could be. I think Shadow Demon was banned.
I just don't like this support duo. I think it's really bad. Dazzle and Lion, and you put the
Yeah.
Dazzle on 4, who's your playmaker? Lion without items is... This is my problem with Lion.
Yeah.
I've said this before. I feel like the hero is a 4.5 because he's not really a 4 because he's not strong enough to play as a 4 in lane, and he's not really a 5 because he's garbage when he has no items. So like,
Yeah.
how do you place this hero in a lineup? If you do that as a 5, you need a 4 that truly makes up for his weaknesses, and they didn't have it.
Bounty hunter bringing money and making action.
Something like
anything,
that,
yeah.
or-
yeah, just something that makes action.
Or the fast Sven blink. Therefore, Sven can initiate while Lion runs in.
Yeah,
and
so
then
Sven
it
can play
essentially
Lion.
Is your stun follow up, and then by the time you get a blink, and then by the time Lion does get a blink, if those early fights go okay, then all of a sudden you're fine. So
I mean,
like,
it's
everything's
true.
okay.
then
that
he
really
can
is
be
what
a
they needed.
lion.
Yeah,
Yes.
then he can
He's a
eventually
cub,
please.
then suddenly he's a lion when he gets his own blink. All right, that makes a lot of sense. Dakota, wrap it up.
Thank you so much, Lacoste. All right, guys, we're going to cut to a break like you just said, and we'll get back for more CIS qualifier action as we head into round number 4. We'll see you soon.